No see a body shama my mamma na chase out mamma aquaba ediba virgin anopa no see a cassia bo eso. Cassia bo and sasso so and ne anopay and no anabre aswan ye de baba sumo and ne anopay se virgin anopa no see a cassia bo and some no de dimu akutini be any say. Ghana ye man penny that Jerry John Rollins afei anampanifo akeka wontiabo ma edi ababa tu edwase na ye hu hyehye no wono ede atoto na kwan so na enwada ene ene Accra International Conference Center yade se wono ededa no honoma ene awrade adoma wono ebekwa akopɛ no krabre ewo eye Independence Square honom ana omo no bekwa akopie na bibia so etimi akona wieye. Na osofo hwe yamane bo ho ensem eso numunyafo opon enkroma wakasa akyeremu ese coronavirus yade no senie amma no homno so wo man Ghana mu no ahwe ya na lockdown wonmo asaso dia ba online no ho ebiemu. Ghana Health Service Fonso akasa akyeremu ese efiti January busumida yesimu ewo afififrom no eyade se Ghana de hye beye se aduasa mienu wonomo enam coronavirus yade no eso afre wonomo enkwa ewo man no na Ghana Health Service Fonso akasa asanso akyeremu ese coronavirus yade a apagya nimu ewo man Ghana mu no ukopiemu ewo eye ayawaso ene kolekolote pa dia ene na honom pa ana yade no eyi ni ti papa ewo sabro no eso ewo enkran. Na Ghana Health Service Fonso a akasa kyeremu esefiti abra school fon kwada bie school no school fon kwada beye semiensa ana coronavirus yade no ebi enya wonom na ekuo so ye from se tewu ya bohu de raba se yade se wonom edi ababetu edwase what the strike ahihye so na ebabetu edwase strike no wode akona wieye ama aban no ene wonom akasa nei omo so asanso akasa biom edi afa ho se hihye ya aban no ene wonom koye nyade se wonom ani aso yebekọ kopiemu wo ene yidie ensem emu na Ghana yakasesi ni twa bema ba kwa nasa kwada ba kwa yeboni dina yentimi enya ni din emfrimu eye inogdakon amafo ebekaya talented kids ana o hyase ewo na wakasa achemu se nientia wodi ni sini twadwuma na akokopiem ewo Nigeria ne se Ghana ha se media no anso na se nanunti ana wakakopiem ewo kro no eso wakakopiem wo amanoni ensemu enso na South Africa man no emu coronavirus yade no apagya no homno so dedendem ama eno nam so pressure pa ana akwakoto wonoma oyo efundaka eso esanse ewuo no kwa ana ekoso ewokro no eso ensema fofo binim ka we hu ane abobo no semufu aso no so se yakrogin ena anopa yade babeso mo ese virgin anopa no sia kase bom mi amedi kase bo no medi kase bo no bremane anopa medi amje so a ene mabna adobia na ansa na yade kase bo no munchemu bebrem no ehye ne so se kase bo eye adwumako bia daroma ana aso yasne eye Success Preparatory School upe school papa edoba akono osometimi ajodia eye Success Preparatory School ya bia school abia coronavirus so aba enunti upe school papa do ba beko na osometimi ajo se won konkotete ya de ni bi nye no ho dia ene na mekanfo Success Preparatory School edi amount won mecha kwan ewo nse won ade so kwantempo no eso ana so betimi afrom ahomatrofo iso 0208 278 198 0208 278 198 na oni penifo entwetwe nkomo na bibia so entimi enye kama ye dan husima ye ba kase bo no emu nkyiremu ye de beberemu ewusi afesa so mamo akwa babiem ediba virgin anopa no nsia kase bo no eso yenhye ase edia Enche bia mekire afempinu ni adwonu mu ene babeto dwa se ye mampanyi dada wanya ne baabi ekọ Jerry John Rawlings babeto dwa se na okwa akọje ayarehwe kakra ewo kolebu aban ya asabia na so fofie ankwan koto ata ama ne hwe ne nkwan ya enam so ama na yi ho hihye na otwimu a empanifo de ahwehwe so a echese no enye asemketo akra sisi ameka say enewuko omode no bekọ akopie mu ewo Independence Square na eye ni twato kra no wono ayo edi amano no wono akọ akọpe baby papa na ono so ediniti akọ akọto
comes from the masses, and it's the masses who will actually create a situation where the country goes. One of the reasons why people respect Ghanaians is because of the political know-how of the average man on the street. The average man on the street is, you should never ever ignore him. And we've seen it in the recent elections where monies were being thrown left, right, and center. People thought that you could buy the man on the street. You can't buy him, because at the end of the day, he is the one who actually creates the situation for the country to go on. And we've seen ourselves that you can't take them for granted. People who thought they would remain in politics for a long time have been shunted aside. And now we have a situation in this country which is unique and which could harbor well for this country. So I believe that Jerry John Rawlings' ambition to make the man on the street a worthy weapon in the social advancement of our great Republic of Ghana has been realized to a certain, and we've got to continue. We really have to work very hard, and that relies on the leadership of the NDC and the legacy of Jerry John Rawlings.
Sure. Now, if you look at General Secretary, now Fritz Barfoot saying that if looking at it from where he sits, it looks as if the values that Flight Lieutenant Rawlings stood for are not dead. They are still active. That how do we sustain, how do you move it, and at the same time ensure that the integrity of the diplomatic Ghana is maintained?
Thank you very much. The way to go now is to see the values that he stood for and preached for, not as exclusively values for NDC. If we did that, then we stand a chance of losing out. Yeah. But I'm happy that he's been given a state barrier, and that after this, we all as a nation look at the principles he stood for, assess them whether they are relevant to our well-being as a country. And then we decide to commit ourselves, irrespective of any political party you belong to. Democracy is about accountability. Democracy is about probity. And so saying that you believe in probity and accountability does not make you exclusively an NDC person. It is actually a value that will help any democracy anywhere. He preached also about the principle that whatever concerns all must be decided by all. That is participatory governance. And so if we accept that participatory governance is useful to us as a country, you don't need to be an NDC person to believe in participatory governance. Along that principle, he introduced the youth into politics. Before we grew up, before you talk about somebody being a member of parliament, DC or something, that person will be around beyond 50, 60 years and so on. It was Jerry Rawlings who felt that, well, if we are building the society for everybody, then...
Yentwa ensem no eso edia. Oswo for hwe de bo hu ensem eso eye onumunyafo opon enkroma. Na wakasa won temtrofo nhemudie ase akremu ese fiti abra coronavirus yede no eba bepie mu ewo manga na mu no kamye ese enkoye ana afe kura so ana so amma no homre so papa ewo omanga na mu eno no enye asemketo kwa eguso abodewro se ganafo ebehwe onhuye na ehyehyɛ ahodo edi egu akwam no bia ebetimi edisu na bibia so etimi aye kama na wakaka ho biemu esese nhyehyɛ edi egu akwam no se Ghana for anhwɛ anni so se yehwe ya hoho yensa yɛhyɛ nose mask upia no wahyɛ nose mask na afensi no social distancing no ehwe ne atititi ye ho ne ho entam no ɔsese Ghana for anni so na yade no ekoso ama no homre so wo man no mu dia ene na wɔn mu enni hweyɔ se lockdown a wɔn mu ede baye enkan no wɔsanso di biem ebeto ɔman no eso
Onimonyamfo Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah wano ena ye information minister sanso ena woye ofuase ayerbi wom ma hwe bedwani ono ena ne wode aba betu edwese si ye hwe sese Ghana coronavirus yade no esoro kwa na ekom ena woye bibi nso am enya de etimi ebre ase ena Ghana fonso ye nya yadwen se ye ne mampani ede ne mpanifo ebe ya adwen e wonnyoma wo mode agu akwam a eno benam so na etimi abre coronavirus yare no ase ebi ni se hohoro wonsa hye nose mask ananse mponu wonu wadofonum ehia muntiti muntemu no eyade Ghana fonum bi de yatoto yeni awem ene wo behia wo binum na ne hwene da ho ubisa ne se ni nose mask e wo hia de obeka che wane se mayenwene ye ho na eyade covid-19 no ebi wo Ghana nka yate dadada sanso ena wo bi kura de otimi ka che wo se enya de obe use sanitizer ne no we use ne ochena eno ena ne owura Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah wode aba bonte no de aba betu edwase se Ghana fo saa ena betimi akono na abre ne abre nyina no coronavirus yade no epeja ne bepeja ne mu ewo man Ghana mu dia ne nyema mpani ene ne mpanifo bibibia eni wa wo mu ebetimi aye ne nyina ene se pam no twam no ye be ko lockdown na lockdown no nso no ena woni hu kwan se lockdown ne ba obetina wo fie ne waka ho asem eno nso no ye de mrakete ebeto so wupe wo beda ananse ye kaseti na wo fie se wupe ubetina wo fie enti enche Ghana yenhwe yie na ye be ko lockdown.
Is there the possibility of a lockdown or introducing some more restrictions at some point in time? Yes, there is that possibility. And if this trend continues, that is where we are heading. I want to be very clear about that one. Yes, there's the possibility of some more restrictions being introduced. But especially as this trend is going, if it continues, then that is exactly where we are heading. We are being reminded that we all need to do the things that we were doing in the beginning that would ensure that this third rise, we can quickly curb it. Because the dynamics of this third rise appear to be a bit different from the first two that we had, including the number of people who are falling sick, severe and critical, as we discussed. So, especially if these numbers keep going, average daily new cases of 200, if it keeps rising to 210, 250, then in 5 days you are hitting about 1,000 plus. If it keeps going the way it is going, I think as the president himself articulated, then we are heading for some more restrictions. And if it means reviewing some of the legal instruments, yes, that is where we will be heading.
Now, what is central function media a course wa ana a Ghana Health Service from Kopium, a wasie, a church and yemamu, a lecture of my Ghana. Send a coronavirus yet and baby piemu, a woman Ghana, ye bobre, baby, a quaco drew. Any power from my one more enquan, and one more yadiano, a guswa, with you, guso, a j Irish. Now, and so I'm a Ghana Health Service open your power down, any doctor, Kuma Abwaji Patrick. Wakasa ye echemu SM kami ese yade no ebabedru o my Ghana mu a asanso amma ne homre so no January bosuminya ye wom ye yade no ekoso a amma enkrofo be se aduasa mienu 32 ana fa yade no eso ahwe won mu enkwan e wo my Ghana emu
Ghana Health Service yiku a womo ene hwe ye apomuden som e wo oman Ghana emu omo kwanchefo pani a wode Dr. Patrick Kuma Abwaji ono ene nei wode aba bonten no de aba betu edwasem eyade covid-19 no eyade ekosoro e wo man Ghana mu pam de ni de nyina no namba ne kwa na ekosoro enkofo dodo no ena enye bi e wo man Ghana mu enti se first na ebaye meche afiya etwa mu de na eyade obi nye bia eche ansa obi foforo nso enye bi na sesi de ekwakoye se namba ne tu na etu mirika ene obi nye bia wo chena na obi enye bi enti no eno enam so ema dodoɔ na efemu ehwere wo mo enkwa sesie no se wohwɛ mu a eyade ankofo mako 32 aduasa mienu ena ede bia wo no wo mo ewu esan covid-19 yade no enti ewo man Ghana emu enti nhyehyeye ahodoɔ no Ghana ni timemuni bia ema ne ye no dadwen si wo bebo moden si wo bedi so na eno etimi aboa empanifuo ne nso na covid-19 yade a yepese yekon ni yetu ase free wo man Ghana mu no yetimi akone yetu ase efree wo man Ghana mu kura
ourselves to that way because this has both economic, social and health consequences, and so we need to look at the two and make sure we get that done. Concerning the deaths, we have recorded a little more than even 32 in January. We continue to update. And that is why this phase, they are creating the caution that people must follow the protocols. People must abide by the protocols and report early. There are people who stay home, they buy oxygen in their homes until it's too late before they come. We're trying to encourage that. And some of our colleagues who are going to people's home and giving them oxygen, please, they should stop. Anybody found will be severely dealt with because that is not part of our ethics and that's not part of our treatment protocol. And I think it's something that we really need to put out there. People must come in early. Don't buy oxygen and keep in your home. Buy.
Yeguswa ewo Ghana Health Service for asweye na wo abra wo ne Ghana for kasa bi ma ye Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboagye ne Ghana for kasa ewo nsɛmtwerɛfo nhyiamudie no asia ano sanso editor Ghana for nyinada animu SM empanifo ye hwehwemu a ede afayade no ehu bebi efiri ena afens crown no said the ama no homre so o man Ghana mu no wono mo aye hwehwemu a akwakohwehwe a ehu se enkramantam brono aye friend se ayawaso ana afens no kole clote ababeto dwa se wono mo ehwehwemu okoyoyo no eho no mpa ana yade no asonso ama no homre so ewo sa brono no eso.
Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboagye ono eneye kwanchefo pani edi Ghana Health Service ono enene wodi ababeto edwase eyade a covid-19 yade no esoro kwa na eko ewo oman Ghana mu na enhwehwemu ekire se eye abato mpesua no ebia ewo Ghana ya hinkro enkran mantemu no eno ena eho no covid-19 yade no etimi epeja ne mu eyi a enu nti Ghana namba yenya ewo covid-19 yade no emu no ekosoro empeswa no bi etise ayawaso ene koleklotem eho enna covid-19 no sesie no ejina papapa eyia epeja ne mu papapa enti yemo modern se enhyehye egu akwemu se yebehye ye nose masks yebehohoro yensa yenchiechia yensam ne ye ne adofo no ehye yebetete yentemu no yebema no ayedwuma papapa ede amanyem na timemuni bia bema na ye ne dadwen se anope bia no obeya sade no natimi abone ho ban every covid-19 yade no ehum esanse sesie no yenyanya adura yebetimi ede aboye ho ban every covid-19 yade no ehum enti de yebetimi aya ne se enhyehyeye ahodo no yebedi so na no etimi aboa na every covid-19 yade no ase.
January alone we have confirmed 640 January 21st 22nd alone we have confirmed 646 new cases from 17 districts and 8 regions. Kole Klote, Ayawaso are the key areas where we are reporting the cases. Ashanti has 37 new cases in 11 districts and Accra Metro. Eastern region has 19 cases in 2 districts. Western region has 16 cases, all in Sekandita Kwade. Upper East has 14 cases in Bogatanga municipality, and Northern region has 4 cases from Tamale Metro. So these are the numbers we are currently.
Efiti abra ya de kodie coronavirus eba o manga na mu ape ana o mampanyi ede esono etu sukuu so ahodre no ewo o manga na emu se be yo na sukuu fo nkwada betimi abon ho ban ede afri ya de no ehun na enche bia ana ya akase ye mampanyi ye Ghana mampanyi na nadu dan kwakufado ekasa ye echiremu ese ya de no kwa na ekoso na so se yedi echira sukuu fo nkwada no so betine fia amonti ewu enu enti no wabiebie sukuu su no se de be yo na sukuu fo nkwada betimi akosukuu dem akwakosua de ama wono mu echi eto wono mu adusua esom na enwada wo abra Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje kasa won sem chofo nhyemude ase no ano de to Ghana fo nyina da anim se ye bie school bia ana afenso na Ghana fo binom ekeka se ye bie school kame se coronavirus ye de no ebetimi akwakọ unity wo school so ahodro nim amenu nam so sansan school fo nkwada ma akwakọ ya sem kese pan wo man Ghana emu na wo abra doctor kasa ano ochemu ese efiti abra ye bie school na school fo nkwada no school demo ekosua ade no wonu hwehwemu a wono mo adwo ene se be se school fo nkwada miensa ana ya ade no coronavirus ade no ebi atimi enya wono
Enche ye bia ena brewa yi puma kwemu a suku ahodo a ewo man Ghana mu a esan COVID-19 yade no enti yetutu mu no ye bie ye se enkoda no enko na wo mo enkosua ade sanso ena checherefo no wo mo enya kwan enkoye wo mo edwuma na de ekọ no so enyina ene se wo mbehwe ye se COVID-19 enhyehye no wo mo ebedi so se de be ya COVID-19 no entimi enti atese ewo suku ahodo no emu eno ene name Ghana Health Service edi ababetu edwase yade a free say ye bie suku ewo man Ghana mu ya beye na wotwe mienu a eni no yade a COVID-19 yade no wo mu enya cases ni bi mako miensa na mienu efrim meche senior high school na baako no so eno no efri primary schools no ebi emu enti ye momodem se suku ahodo ewo man Ghana mu no ye behye nkoda ne kete se wo mu ebedi sa COVID-19 protocols yi eso na enu betimi aboa esanse suku wa nkofo enye binum likely se obi nso ebenye binum eye high papa eye enti yamo ye homodem si ye behwe na COVID-19 protocols no ye betimi ediso enhyehyeye no ye bema no aye nkoda no titiru any primary schools no ye beka asem ato wo mo adwene mu a wo betimi ediso na enu etimi aboa na COVID-19 no yade no yetimi aboa.
So far, when it comes to the schools, we've only recorded, for the 1 week that the school has reopened, only 3 cases in the Upper West, 2 schools in Upper West, where a school that had to, I think there was a case that brought him from Burkina and infected, but these are all under control. We also have 1 case in Western region in Daboase. Otherwise, no region has reported any outbreak so far in the schools that has reopened. And that's quite, we hope it continues like that.
Teachers and Educational Workers Union Nansentemu Babeto just one more at the crata ababontan in that and says who so I be no nya se one more dear or because who demo aquacotre a dear any chna watcha and she bia nanke se abano any one more as na would disu pepedima one more abano entimi and susa and farm more munti what the one more enema eguha onko suku demo en konkocha de na anche bia so na one man esa so ede krata ba ese striker wokoye no what the nyina da aba na wieyem na odi aba na wieyeye ana panyipa oda ekonu anom wakasa ha kiremu ese enhyehyeye a aban no ejina so ene one more ekoye no nam so ama osan so ekosuku dem kokocha de no kame ese enhyehyeye no emu 8% pe ana aban no etimi etwa ma omo ochira enya de se wonu ani eso
enche ye bia ene babeto edwase Teachers and Educational Workers Union na yetwa ne tia se tewu wo mo eti etua no wo mo etua tie ni nyina ene se eyade a wo mo aketua no wo mo de tumpanifo anim se nka yenye bibi emfamfa hum nenso na wo mo asem no akoye boachi bidin eno ene nam so a wo mo de ba bonten se eyade ade kire wo hoi eye ya enti wo mo eti etua eno ena mpanifo ede babeto wo mo anim se wo mo momoden no mfa wo mo ani to nkoda na sebe ye kire wo mo ade no esanse wo mo akogufie ache enti so wo mo aba wo mo moden so wo beche wo mo ade na empenifo behwe na wo aye bibi ade afo wo mo aketua no eho eno enenei ababeto edwase eyade amampani ene ne mpanifo wo mo kwa asetena no na bibi wo betimi aye afa ho ane se tewufo wo mo aketua no wo mo de 8% ene ebeka ho eno enenei tewufo se wo mo koko apai enya de wo mo gitumu enne no mo bɛgye to mu ɛkyena ɛsan sɛ adekyerɛ wɔ hɔ ɛyɛ ya papaapa enti na nke wɔ sɛ wɔn ɛna wɔn gye akatua kɛseɛ ɛwɔ adwuma ɛwɔ so ɛwɔ man Ghana mu ɛnyina na nsɛ ɛkɔ akɔyɛ sɛ wɔn ɛna sɛbɛ yɛbu wɔn animtia ɛsan sɛ wɔn ɛyɛ akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ kɛkɛ ɛno ɛna nne wɔn ka sɛ ɛnya deɛ 8% amampanin ɛne ne mpanifoɔ ɛde aka ho no wɔn ɛbɛgye atum ɛnnɛ na wɔn agye atum ɛkyena enti etuateɛ ne de daakye bi no wɔn ɛbɛte.
Our other colleagues at the Ghana Education Service, 15% critical support. So why this 8%? The 8% basically means an insult to us, as if we don't deserve it or we are not human beings. Excuse my language. Well, we have Fair Wages and Salary Commission. So if you want to do everything, let that equity, fairness exist, then peace will prevail. So we are telling the government that the 8% that he's giving, it is nothing for us to write to him about. And we have not agreed on 8%. So why is he coming out with this 8%?
Ebusia ye to akase bono esu na ya dan ya kopiemu ebo enigide ensem emu. Na ye kasi nitwa adwuma abrantie ba ko no so agidin wo mu eye inogdakun Ghana for bekaya talented kids wonu eyi ewo TV3 honum anana hyase nyina efrim na ebese na nsentemu ye hu ni videos ahodo ni bia se woni Nigeria for ana ebo wonum ampesi no no enye asem ketwa kra na eno ana nsem trofo gopini no bisan se na Ghana hase ana wofruma efri ahase ana wahyase nyina efri denti ana odo ho akwakodom Nigeria for woni wonum eyi movies ana se woni wonum etwasini na okasa ana wachire mu ese kame ese na hyase ewo Ghana hanu sem se na niso adi hunu se obeba beye sinitwani kase pa ewo man mu no Ghana sem trofo mekire media no wonum ammoa no ewo man no emu
Inogdakun obi asa obani sinitwa adwuma no emu a wono odimu akotene ebi talented case eho na wo free a odi kopie mu wala tamemu a eho na ne wodi ne dwuma ono na ne wodi ababetu edwese Ghana fonum bi ewo ho a enchem trefo no etitiriw yade ese wo hia wo mu a na omu ayi wo mu ani edi amaw ebe wo hia wo mu denden no eho na ombeda ne wo mu chi edi amaw enti de wo kanyina ene se ye hunu se wo bi ehia wa no wo hia wo enti Ghana ensem trefo no se wo bi epusu wa homa na eno chese wo ho ehia no eno nti na wo frɛw enti ye momode se obi bi ohia ye mo abia no ye de samoa no beboa no esanse ebi wo ho asamoa no eno ene betimi apagya nimpa no akodu pempenso obi
Ebusia ye jina wesu ni ahome kase bono eso ye ba ye bedan ni akopiemu ewo amahodo ensem emu ye basisia Ebusia sanso mamo akwa babiem edeba virgin anopa no nsia kase bono eso ye to ansem no eso dia ne edan ne akopiemu ewo amahodo ensem emum coronavirus ya de no kame ese ho asem no akwa ye kanna papa enu nam so amase okopiemu ewo South Africa man no emu am akwa base ya de no se ne amma no homre so ewo oman no mu entinum ama wonmu ewuo na mafo a enam eye ya de no eso ehwe wonmu enkwa no enye asemketo a enam so ama adehia wonmu eye fundaka ewo wa oman no emu ana ama wonmu edwa asode no no enye asemketo akra wo South Africa man no emu
Free bra COVID-19 yade epegem ne mu ewom wiase afana nyina no na yade wo manya etimiti atese papapa eye South Africa eno na wo mu nkofo enye binum 1.3 million sanso na nkofo wo mu etimi efemu ehwere wo mu enkwa sebe 40,000 wo mu na ese okopie mu South Africa man no emu a wo mu se mu nyina ene se nkofo ne wuo na ewuo na nkofo nso a wo mu nyame adom omo adwuma omo timi esua ye ene se omo ebeye adaka na ye di esie omo a sebe omo toa nananom ɛwɔ ensie do no wɔn nsɛm nyina ɛne sɛsɛsie no adaka no ɛho akwatwea esanse nkɔfo no wɔn ewuo no wɔn dɔɔso sen adaka ɛwɔ hɔ ɛna sanso ɛna nneɛma yɛde yɛ adaka no nso no ɛho akwatwe kakra ɛyɛ den sɛ wobɛnya bi na wode ayɛ adaka no enti no ama adaka no sɛsie a ne boa yɛ den ɛwɔ South Africa ɛman no emu sanso ɛna nneɛma wɔn de bɛyɛ adaka no mpo no wɔn enye bi enti COVID-19 yadeɛ no ɛyade ɛha wɔn papapa ɛyie tisia no deɛ de akwakoba ne sɛ adaka mpo ɛho akwatwe ɛwɔ South Africa man no emu
ewie ebusua na wesu na ejina na kase boy bobo no ede ba beso mo ene anope se virgin anopa no nsia kase bo no aha ene mrema kwan me edi ni nyina esi na ansa na ebekọ no mu yehwe ne beto odwa ne bi ana ye mampanyi dada ya eba beto odwa se na wo kwakwaje ayarhwe kakra ya fofia nkwankoto ata ohwe ne nkwa no empanifo edi niema agwakwa mu ama na ye ho hyehyɛ no egusua ekoso ama enewu kwa ye kasai empanifo de nbekwa akopie mu ewo Independence Square na bibia atimi akoso kama na eye onumunyafo oponkroma ono so afrensem chofo nhyiamu dia toga na fo nyina da animsi adaroma yehwe na yenni ehyehyɛ ahodo a yede egu hɔ no ede ama coronavirus yede no anya sa ne yeni so dia ene na lockdown ya yede to o manga na so no omo sanso edibiem ebeto online no eson Ghana Health Service fonso akasa achiremu ese January busumida yesi mu ye kame ese adehye a wonmo enam coronavirus yede no eso ahwe wonmo enkwa no ebeye se aduasa mienu Ghana Health Service fonso asanso akasa achiremu ese yade coronavirus no wonmo ayonhwehwemu a akwakohu ese so kopiemu ewo enkran bronu bia efe ne se ayawaso ene ne keka ho a yade no ehonum na unity ewo ho papa na Ghana Health Service for kro ya so akasa kiremu esefiti abra ye bie school ewo manga na munum school fon kwada ba yesemiensa ana coronavirus yade no ebi etimi enya wonum yesan so de brem se tewu wonum akasa kiremu ese hye ya ban no ede wonum ekoye no enya de se wonum ebeti ase de biara da yade ni gidie mu nsam so eba beso mu okase boy mu ese enogdakum sese ye kasa esini twani ba kwa wodimu akosini ye pam na wakasa kiremu ese ohya sese wonyini ewo manga na mu ya na sini twa adwuma na wonani so no ochese media no anase Ghana semchofo enya de se wonmo eso no asne ekokopia mu ewo amahodo so ensemu ensom na South Africa man no emu esan se coronavirus yede no kwa na eku adehya wonmo hono entinum ama adehya so wonmo eyefunu ndaka wonmo edwa asori ensema foforo binim kawe hu ana yede babeso mo ene anope se virgin anopa bremu no nsia kasebo na hyene so se kasebo eye adwumakobi ene boye chidom am yetimi edebremu ene anopa eye Success Preparatory School ope school papa edoba ko no so matimi adwudi a ene na mekanfo Success Preparatory School ediamam woni metira kwan ewo nsamom ade so kwantempo no esom anase frempenifo na no wono entwetwe enkomo eye 0208 278 198 0208 278 198 now nim penifon twetwe ko na bibia so entimi enye kamakama kase ebo no esina me ameje bre ekenkan de mamo ene anopa media meje so a ene mabna adobia ye mamu nyina mo no hwani tia adehye